It's October, and you know what that means? It's time to start talking about horror movies. Because if I don't, anything else I'll show you is just going to seem out of place, right?
Right. Right.
And what else would I show you this month? I mean, I'm that guy. Yeah, that guy. The overdoing of decorations, candy, parties, seasonal cereals, and the act of frightening small children with the attitude of a 14-year-old trapped in a 34-year-old's body. A dangerous combination with the budget of the latter. So yeah, I'm that cliche guy, and I'm here to talk about slasher flicks. But not just any slasher, I'm talking about the king of them all. No, not that pretentious over-glorified rehash of greater films. God, no! Kevin Williamson, you grandiose twit, stick with something you're good at. Oh, you can't do anything right. Okay, how about I give you guys a little history lesson. You see, back in the 70s, we had a few films pop up in the slasher category, some which are iconic even today. But in 1980, a little independent film was made and picked up by Paramount Pictures as a distributor. This would become what I consider the blueprint for that slasher genre. After Friday the 13th became a hit, slasher movies started churning up all over the place, and Paramount knew they had something special, so they immediately went to work on a sequel and put it out the following year. Then they made another one, and then another one which was supposed to be the last one, but it made too much money, so they made another one, then another one, and a TV series, then another movie. And you thought the Saw movies were consistent. They made a new Friday the 13th movie every year all the way through 1989. And that's where we are right now. Yep, we're going to talk about Jason Takes Manhattan. So why this one, you may ask? Well, out of all the Friday the 13th movies, this is the first one that just, well, started to suck. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who probably snubbed their noses at the entire series, but this movie's a lot smarter than you might give it credit. I mean, the first 4 movies, they have a complete story arc, and then in the 5th one, they have a twist that you didn't see coming. And the 6th one came about and brought it to a whole new level with a lot of fun. The 7th one, well, you could tell they were starting to burn out, and now we're at the 8th one where they thought they needed a gimmick. And that gimmick was, let's take Jason to New York City. Even though most of the film is made in Canada. The movie opens up with a couple of teens who somehow got a yacht and are traveling through Crystal Lake. They decide to anchor in someone's backyard and plan to have some forbidden premarital sex.
Number 1, you can never have sex.
Shut up, Jamie Kennedy. You're not funny. You deserve to burn after Son of the Mask. Coincidentally enough, the teens just happen to drop the boat's anchor at the exact same location Jason was left trapped after his battle with Stephen King's Carrie. Just trust me on that one. Watch part 7 and you'll see exactly what I mean. You heard that, right? Yeah, you heard that. And there's one of our problems. You can't take a movie serious with a sound effect like that. I mean, this is supposed to be a scary and suspenseful scene, but when you hear something like that in the middle of it, it just kind of takes you out of it. I mean, it's almost like a fart in the middle of church, or...
And that's when she broke up with me. She cheated on me, treated me like crap, and then she turns around and breaks up with me. I was completely in love with her.
I know, dude. So anyway, we're only a few minutes into this movie, and these teens have got to go. And now we met our second problem. The deaths in this movie, they're boring. You see, Jason's biggest adversary has always been the MPAA. And the reason for that is because the deaths in these movies were so creative and extreme, the movie would usually get rejected by the ratings board and have to be recut to get an R rating. But by the time we get to part 8, the filmmakers had started censoring themselves to avoid conflicts. So by now it's been kinda neutered. And that really sucks, because that's something we watch these movies for. The cool death scenes. It's something that's even replicated today, with movies such as Saw and Final Destination. So now that we've established that this movie opens up as a disappointment to me, we're only 10 minutes into it, so we better move on with this thing. We cut to the next day where we meet our chopping block of victims ready to set sail on the SS Lazarus, bound for New York with the graduating senior class from Lakeview High. This roster includes not Tom Cruise and Harry Dunn of Dumb and Dumber, the love child of Edward James Olmos and Michael Caine, Black Rocky, the skipper, Felicity. The Professor and Mary Ann. Felicity Chick is our main protagonist, as she has visions of Jason as a kid along with daddy issues with her uncle. Creepy. But how does Jason get onto this voyage, you might ask? By boat, of course. Just a joyride all the way from Crystal Lake. Just a little stroll on the yacht. You know, like Jason does. Holy Velociraptor Jesus, this is dumb. And the only one that notices this and thinks it's odd is the creepy old sailor guy who's seen it all. Every ship's got one.
Ah, purple lightning, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, 10 points to anyone who remembers that. Ah yes, the 80s. Typical hair metal dude jamming out on the X. Oh my god, that's a girl. I am so confused. Now I'm even more confused. Is that a dude or Johnny Depp? Well, with that moment of my own self-demoralization, we follow the hot hair metal dudette as she goes to find the perfect location to film her shot on VHS music video. And thus we begin our lame death count. So lame that I bet the USA Network does their TV edit blindfolded. I mean, there's a serious lack of blood here. I've seen more graphic episodes of Mythbusters. And some are just dumb. Like here, it's smart to run and find an open area with room to maneuver, but why stop? Are you lost? I mean, there's a door. And there's a door. Oh, there's another door. Oh look, a door to run through. And Jason chokes her. Oh, and I swear this part was the inspiration for all those crappy found footage movies we have today. This guy is walking through the ship, holding a shotgun, looking for a masked killer, and still carrying around his video camera, filming his every step. Do you see? Do you see how dumb this is? I mean, I'll admit, I do like some found footage movies like Paranormal Activity and Cloverfield, but when you see it in a context like this, you kind of realize how dumb and unrealistic it would be for someone to do that. Ooh, that really makes me mad.
Run away! Run away!
Dude, what are you doing? Don't fill her up. What's wrong with you? Yeah, see? That's what you get, you sick, danty freak. Whoa, 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 whoa. What in the name of Claire Danes' butt crack was that? I mean, what was he trying to do? Call for help? Was he trying to warn the others? Did he think it might put out the fire? Why would he pull the fire alarm? I mean, it looks like he would just like let the ship burn down with everyone on board. So the most unlikely of the group actually seems somewhat prepared. That is until he proves he's a dumb blonde and puts himself in a position he can't escape from. Oh, but are you ready? Are you ready for my prediction? Are you ready for my prediction in 3, 2, 1? Bam! Yeah, this movie sucks squishy balls. Okay, we are exactly at the 1 hour and 1 minute mark in this movie. And you know one thing that we haven't seen yet? Manhattan. Yeah, this movie's called Jason Takes Manhattan, and we have yet to see so much as a manhole. I mean, 1 hour and 1 minute. And this movie's only 1 hour and 40 minutes long, including the credits. Oh, and you know what that means? It's about a mass killer wreaking havoc on the streets of New York, and we get a grand total of 35 minutes. Oh wait, no, they're still on the boat. Nope, we get 33 minutes of what was promised.
Hey man. Yo, wake up. Oh shit. Check it out. Damn, we're in New York. You did it, man, you did it.
But here we are, finally, in New York, I guess. Oh, and Jason's here too. Guess he walked. I mean, it's not like he knows how to pilot a boat or anything. I've got nothing. And really, the rest of this movie has nothing too. They just play cat and mouse in dark alleys and buildings. It's actually a really sad missed opportunity because there's so many great landmarks that they could do things with. Oh, we do have things like gang members getting Felicity high in the style of Rules of Attraction. But I think that was just to give Jason more of a variety to choose from. But, to be honest, ask me, James, telling you how I truly feel. There is one scene in this movie that I feel is executed fairly well.
This is it.
No music, no squishy sound effects, just an awesome face-off between a boxer and Jason Voorhees. It almost seems out of place.
Your best shot.
I like it. But as we move on, we find that at least one of the characters has a good idea. Yeah, finding a police officer to help them. But like all typical New York cops, he's less than a week from retirement and most likely getting too old for this stuff. Jason's a prankster. You better watch that or he might start doing stuff like with your coffee. This seems familiar. Yep, that was it. The only difference is one of those movies is Jason Takes Manhattan and the other one is awesome.
Frank, quickly, let's move! Van Dusen!
A cool explosion, but another lame way to die. Where are your standards, Jason? But smelling the burning flesh of her aunt, or mom, whatever she was, this burning woman, it makes our heroine have a sudden flashback to a peaceful day on a boat with her uncle, who tells her the story of Jason drowning in the lake, then forces her to learn how to swim by pushing her over the side.
Let's find out.
Better swim, Rennie, before Jason pulls you down.
And my kids think I'm harsh. For the last time, Ryan, there isn't anything that's going to get you in the dark. We're turning the lights out and we're leaving them out tonight. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I love you, son. Good night.
Good night.
You're next.
You pushed me into the lake.
I was only trying to teach you.
You almost killed me. I was drowning.
I pulled you out. I saved your life.
He was down.
Rennie! Just keep away from her.
Way to go, home chicken. And now that your story arc's done, guess what happens next?
It's not possible.
That's right, Jason has upgraded from killing horny teens to crusty old farts. Oh no, what is that? Do they just have random containers of chemical waste scattered in alleys throughout New York? Well, not too graphic, but the gross out factor is there. You know, in the year that this movie takes place in, New York City had a population of over 7 million. And the only people they've run into is 2 gang members and 1 cop. Where is everybody else? Oh, there they are. I was beginning to think that the city that never sleeps was a lie. Okay, are New Yorkers immune to Jason? I mean, he doesn't even give them a glance. Of course, the people there don't seem to think a hulking zombie with a hockey mask is very strange either. Oh sure, just walk away. You know he's not dead. Well, he was that one time, but then he wasn't. You know how this works. Oh, there it is. There's the winning pitch in the Paramount offices. Jason in Times Square. That's what sold this movie, isn't it? Can't get any scarier than that. A city street so lit up by artificial light that it might as well be day. God, I haven't seen anything less scary than this since... well, at least we know it's not the worst in this series.
Somebody please go!
And that was it. There was New York. I know I keep harping on this, but come on. We've got 2 minutes of Jason actually being in the city, and now we're in the sewers. You know what would be awesome right here? Do you?
Heroes in a half shell.
Sorry, fanboys, but that's a better death than the one they're receiving by Michael Bay.
What the hell are you kids doing down here?
Can you help us get out of here?
Sure can, but we haven't got a minute to spare.
What do you mean?
Toxic waste, son. The sewer floods out with this stuff every night at midnight. Less than 10 minutes from now. Come on, follow me.
What?
Toxic waste, son. The sewer floods out with this stuff every night at midnight.
Every night, toxic waste floods the sewers of New York City. Every night. Really? I mean, it seems like my idea of Jason fighting Ninja Turtles wasn't that far off. Wow. Really? And if that's true, they sure don't seem like they're in much of a hurry. Well, we didn't see that coming, did we, man who had no name? What is it, a moth just trying to find its way to the moon? Ha! Random container of toxic waste. I was right. It's a Goomba.
Join the Goombas!
Oh boy. Oh, that was good. Let's get this over with. I really can't explain the lack of logic in sewer treatment like this. I mean, who would they get to change a light bulb after an event like that? Captain Planet? This random shot of Lady Liberty is brought to you by the producers of Friday the 13th Part 8 as a reminder that this movie does in fact take place in Manhattan. What? Wait, what? Now what happens? Jason's a kid again, and the toxic waste apparently is washed away as deformity? How the heck does that work? But they just leave him down there? Alone? Lost? In the sewers of New York City? No. No one cares about your dog. What's going to happen to Jason now? Oh. Well, actually, that makes a little bit of sense. And there you have Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Not the worst. Not the gimmickiest. But far from the best. And that's kind of sad because there are a couple of not so great films in this series that cause people to look down on the entire franchise. Now, I have shown you how bad it can get, and I might suggest for this Halloween that you guys go and check out a few of them. Maybe start at the beginning. For those who don't know how it goes, there might be a nice surprise here and there for you in it. And you might find something you didn't expect. Well, that's it for me. I hope everyone has a good night and a safe and scary Halloween.
Shadows that point the way never lead you out. It's a game they play. The madness comes and the madness goes. It's a simple world, but it's all they know. You tried to fix it, but there's nothing you can do. You just gotta see it through.
Turtle soup a la Jason. What is Jason Voorhees?
Yeah.
A la Jason Voorhees. A bon appetit.